On page 38, I want to draw your attention to where it says trig notes, because this is going to affect particularly problem 3 and some future problems. It says when one of A or B is positive and the other is negative, the basic unit of blah, blah, blah will be similar to the basic unit of y equals negative sine x. So down here it says looks like, and you're to write either sine x or negative sine x. So what we're going to look at are the a and the b values. If one's positive and the other's negative, so they're different signs, then it's going to be the negative sine x, which means if they're both positive or if they're both negative, then we're going to end up with sine of x, okay? And all of these are signs, so we know it's going to be the sine. So let's look here at this first one, looking at our general pattern. So with this equation here, there is no d value, so we just have something times the sine of something times x, and then it's just plus 0. So the c would be 0. So we don't need that. We don't need the d would be 0. But it looks like a is negative 1.5, okay? And then the b value is negative 0.25. So again, we're just inspecting it to get those two numbers. That part's pretty easy. So now we got to figure out if the sine of x, if it looks like positive sine of x or negative sine of x. And because these two signs are the same, they're both negative, what do you think that's going to be? Is it going to be positive or negative? Okay, so I'll let you finish that problem and then do the other two problems on that section. Now let's talk about this one, a little more complicated. We're trying to figure out when we have a sine curve and we're trying to box it in and figure out what would be the limit here at the left and the limit at the right, what's the limit at the top and the limit here at the bottom, okay? So we first have to figure out, well, what is the midline? And that's actually pretty easy. That's what this d value tells us, is what is the middle. So it's symmetrical around which line. So this one says it's symmetrical around 3, and it's going to go up 2 and down 2, okay? So if you go up 2 from 3, you're going to be at 5, and if you go down 2 from 3, you're going to be at 1. Well, the formula is we take the d value, which is 3, we subtract the absolute value of 2, which is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so it's 2 units above and below this midline. All right, now we did this section, something like this, solving for x, the beginning x value and the ending x value on the previous page, but let's do one more together, okay? And we're going to use these two formulas right here. So I'm going to set it up for you. Let's see if we can figure out where is the c. The c is the pi over 3, okay? We're going to divide by negative b, which in this case is negative 1. So we're going to divide by negative 1, okay? So that means you're going to multiply by the reciprocal. I'll let you finish that one. And then the second x value where it ends is 2 pi minus pi over 3. And again, you're going to take that and divide by negative 1. Got to get a common denominator, so 2 pi would be 6 pi over 3. And so you can see 6 pi over 3 minus pi over 3 would be 5 pi over 3 divided by negative 1. All right, that's all there is to it. It's just taking what we learned in the previous section, kind of putting it all together into what looks like a little more complicated expression. And we're basically what all of these four things are is the line at the top, the line at the bottom, and then showing what the x value would be right here for the starting point, and the x value here for the ending point. That's one complete cycle of the sine curve.